Alright guys, welcome to my first ever Injustice Gods Among Us mobile tier list. In today's video we're going to be ranking every single Batman character in Injustice. A few things to note, I'll be ranking them based off how good they are in online play, and how you acquire the card is irrelevant. For example, Dawn of Justice Batman is currently impossible to get in the game without spending money, but that would not be factored in his ranking. Anyways, starting with Batman Prime or just regular Batman, his stats are 700 damage and 1100 health. His passive is Tactical Genius, a 25% damage boost to himself and all teammates. Batman Prime has a really good synergy with pretty much any character since his 25% damage boost applies to any of his teammates, regardless of who they are. So they don't need to be a Justice League character or a specific character. They get a 25% damage boost regardless. I can't put him any higher than C tier because of his extremely low stats. Next up is Batman Insurgency. His stats are 750 damage and 1050 health. His passive is Martial Arts. Batman's basic attacks deal 300% more damage if an opponent is stunned. Yeah, this Batman is dog shit. Not only are his stats low, but his passive is worthless. It's extremely situational and it only applies to basic attacks, not even specials. It's straight into the D tier. Up next is Beyond Batman. His stats are 850 damage and 900 health. His passive is Future Batsuit, making him immune to stunts. Back-to-back dogshit characters, with Batman Beyond having even lower stats and yet another trash passive. It's another situational passive that's only good against characters like Bane Luchador or any other bad girl variant. Another D tier. Red Sun Batman. Stats are 900 damage and 1000 health. His passive Red Sun Cunning allows all Red Sun teammates a chance for unblockable special 1 attacks, including himself, which is especially good on characters like Red Sun Green Lantern and Red Sun Superman because of their slow special 1s. Also, Batman's chance for stun on special 1 allows him to set up other characters to land their specials. C tier because of his good synergy. Similar to Batman Prime, his stats are holding him back from going any higher. Blackest Batman, 1250 damage and 1000 health. His passive is Searching Darkness. Batman deals more damage the less health the enemy has, and Blackest Night characters, including himself, receive a 10% blockable chance on everything for each Blackest Night member up to 30%. So he's got an amazing synergy with other Blackest Night characters like Blackest Night Flash or Blackest Night Hot Girl, giving them a 30% chance of unblockables on any hit. This includes specials, basic attacks. He also deals tons of damage with his damage amp. The lower the health the enemy, the higher damage he deals. Easy A tier. Arkham Origins Batman. With 1000 damage and 1150 health, he's got a pretty simple passive. He starts every battle with 2 bars of power. This allows him to instantly use a special 2 attack and knock out a character right at the start of the match. Pair this with Totem and Arkham Harley Quinn for unblockables on special 2s, and he becomes a 10-second victory screen. Another easy A tier. Animated Batman Beyond with 1100 damage and 1050 health. Passive Winning Edge. First special increases his basic damage by 100%. Second special raises his crit chance by 50%. And his ultimate increases his crit damage by 50% as well. So just like any other Batman variant, he's got decent synergy with characters like Wonder Woman New 52, Superman New 52, or Shazam New 52. But his main selling point for me is his special 2, which pretty much gives him 100% crit chance with augmentations, or if you have just Totem, it still is an 80% chance of crit. His special 1 is decent if you run a basic attack build, but his basic combos aren't that good, so it's not a game changer for me. B tier. Arkham Knight Batman, 1200 damage and 1300 health. His passive is Wing Tech. At the beginning of every match, he can choose 2 buffs out of 6. His options are Crit Damage Immunity, Power Drain Immunity, a special 1 damage buff by 50%, crit damage buff by 25%, 2 bars of power instantly similar to Arkham Origins Batman, and lastly, damage over time immunity. He's pretty much just a better version of Arkham Origins Batman, but with more flexibility and better stats. Not only can you start with 2 bars of power, but you can also get an additional buff of your choosing depending on your opponent. He counters any dot user, power drain user, like Batman Ninja Catwoman, and his crit immunity makes him extremely tanky. First, easy S tier. Next up is Dawn of Justice Batman with 1300 damage and 1200 health. Evasion is his ability that allows him a 40% chance to evade all special attacks and debuffs. This does not include super moves. After evading, he has a 100% chance to stun the opponent. Well, it's not actually 100% though, because the opponent can actually block this attack. He's got pretty good synergy with Clock of Destiny because of his passive, but he's not very good against totem users because they'll just regain the power back anyways. He's also weak to stunts since he can't trigger his passive if he is stunned. So overall, I'll give him an A tier, just missing out on an S tier because of gear like totem and weaknesses to getting stunned. Flashpoint Batman, 1500 damage and 1300 health with his passive Dark Justice. His special attacks turn off enemy healing for 7 seconds, which is applied to the entire enemy team. But his real OP trait is his increased crit damage, which is a whopping 200% increased crit damage for all Flashpoint's characters, including himself. I mean, this damage is just ridiculous. He can take out pretty much anyone, even with his special ones and basic attack combos, which are great too since he's a triple hit combo ender. He's got great synergy with Flashpoint characters, but it doesn't only end there. New 52% makes him broken. You pair him with Flashpoint Aquaman and you get one of the most broken teams ever created. S tier. Gaslight Batman, 1400 damage and 1400 health with Guardian Angel Batman evades enemy taggins and on teammates taggins creates a swarm of bats that makes the opponent miss their basic attacks. He's pretty much just an anti-tagging character. He counters characters like Luchador Bane, Cassandra Cain Batgirl, Airtube, The Flash. Any character with a tagging ability is countered by him. Great synergy with gears like Quick Engine because his Words on Bats buff can be applied twice, and Astro Harness Shield can guarantee he will stay alive to keep on evading taggins. Yet another S tier. And finally, lastly, we have Batman Ninja Batman with the stats of 1300 damage and 1500 health. His passive being Ninja Rising. When outnumbered, Batman takes 50% less damage and is immune to a life drain. Batman Ninja teammates including himself gain a 20% crit chance and 50% extra power gain from crits. Out of all the Batman characters, he's got extremely good synergy with gear. His special 2 paired with Cloak of Destiny makes him do a crazy 2 million damage. He can also be mating to a tank with Batman Ninja Helmet that reduces all damage taken. This, with his 50% less damage while outnumbered, makes him a pain to take out. Not only does he have great synergy with gear, but also his Batman Ninja teammates like Catwoman and Nightwing who give a 20% crit chance and extra power gain from crits, making yet another broken OP team, cutting himself into the S tier. One last thing I'm gonna do is put them in order from who I personally think is the best, left being the best and right being the least best. There we go. So Insurgency Batman is the worst, Flashpoint Batman is the best. As always, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more Injustice Mobile content, and bye bye.